Alright, so we're starting the show. This is on top of the world or top of the world. So is this on top of the world or top of the world? I can't even remember.
So I think it was originally on top of the world, but then the logo was made as just top of the world, so I just made everything top of the world.
Alright, so I like top of the world. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not quite on top of the world yet. We're gonna get there. So when we're
Yeah.
actually on top of the world, like when after we take care of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, then we'll be on top of the world.
Yeah. For now, we're just top of the world.
Yeah,
Josh
we're pretty
Bradley,
close.
That's you, and
We're,
Justin
we're,
Belanger,
we're
that's
with them.
me.
We're with them. We're just not at the top yet.
Yeah. Working our way up. So, last week we had Ian on, and we talked about the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
This week, what do we have to talk about this week?
So can you explain to me, since you're bringing up pro wrestling, so can you explain to me why is Adam Cole getting a title match,
Yes.
but then he just lose to Orange Cassidy? Like it doesn't matter that it's Orange Cassidy. He just lost the match.
People lose matches all the time. He's still the number one ranked dude on the top 10.
He should be lower ranked than Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy should be getting a title match. Yeah. The guy who won the match should be getting title opportunities.
It goes by the total match record, not just who happens to win that week.
Then why does it even matter then?
Because total match record. The total matches that have been had and the record of such a thing. Total match record.
But I don't understand. Then, like, what was Orange Cassidy's match record shit, or what's going on?
It's probably not as good as Adam Cole's.
But he beat him.
And he won that match, but that doesn't mean he has more overall wins or losses. And also, it was a lights out match, so it's a lights out match, so it doesn't go on the records.
So in the going back to older wrestling, like, or even other promotions, like, it doesn't matter if he could beat, like, say, Joey Jobberton 52 times out of the year. It doesn't mean, like, oh gee, this guy's got 52-0 like he's Goldberg.
So Cole has a bunch of wins over like top names though.
Who?
And the match with Orange Cassidy was not. It wasn't. It was a lights out match, meaning it wasn't like official.
So but wait. What big names have Adam Cole defeated since he's been in AEW? Like, I'll say, like, he beat big names in other places. Yeah.
Let me get the cage match up here so I can see his record or his matches here. There we go. Let's see whomst exactly.
Yeah, whomst.
He has defeated.
I like the way you say that.
Matches. Here we go. Alright. So Evil Uno beat Orange Cassidy in a mixed tag match. Somebody named Kaun, Kaun, Trent Beretta, Jake Atlas, best friends. He beat Orange Cassidy in their first match, 1-on-1. The Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, another best friend.
Keeping going. John Silver. Anthony Green. Brian Danielson, Christian Cage, and Jurassic Express in a 4-on-4. Jungle Boy, 1-on-1. Jungle Boy's like one of their top, like, up-and-comers.
So far, I think his biggest 1-on-1 victory is on Jungle Boy.
Yep. Frankie Kazarian. Then that's back to NXT. So his first match was Frankie Kazarian.
He beat Jungle Boy, right?
Yes.
So I don't get then, like, what how's that lead him to a title match?
Because a bunch of all the matches, they got the record. It goes by record.
But like I said, he could beat did Jimmy Valiant get a title match after he beat Job Guys in like 30 seconds on television 50 times out of the year, did he get like a world title match?
Something you gotta understand. Something you gotta understand? It's 2022. It's not the 70s or 60s or whatever fucking time period.
That's not even a long time ago.
It was plenty of time ago.
So, alright, so let's talk about a long time ago, how wrestling used to work. So back in the Greek days, you see, they did wrestling to they did the tournaments to have younger guys be better at wrestling. So who wins the tournament? The guy who ultimately wins everything. Like, so why is this Adam Cole?
Why are we talking about Greece?
You're pretending like the 80s was a long time ago, that's why.
It was a long time. For professional wrestling, the 80s, it was 40 fucking years ago.
40? So that's not even as old as Joe Biden is.
Half the fucking roster in AEW wasn't born in the 80s. Oh, well, maybe born in the later end.
Yeah.
But by the beginning of the 80s, plenty of people on the roster weren't even born yet.
I don't know, man. You got guys like that would take like the age way up with Sting and Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson. It's like they're pulling all the age up. They're all Tully's there.
They don't wrestle though. Aside from Sting. Sting wrestles. The other ones do not wrestle. They're just there.
I thought they were gonna do, and I was wondering what happened. I thought they were gonna do Tully Blanchard versus Sting on Dynamite.
They might have. If that's the case, then it would have been a one-off.
I think like it was supposed to happen, but it didn't. It was like after Tully Blanchard wrestled in that 6-man where he and FTR wrestled the Jurassic Express. And you remember, like, because J.J. Dillon came out with them, and they won after J.J. threw in a shoe, and Tully used it on. Was it? I can't remember who he used it on, but I remember the spike pile drive Marco Stunt and Tully pinned him.
Marco Stunt, and who had his recent famous fight with Hornswoggle in the middle of a match that was not about either of them.
Oh yeah, GCW. So Hornswoggle's fighting Marco Stunt.
Just in the middle of that match that had nothing to do with him.
What were they doing there?
I was fucking making dinner and I came back and they were just there. They were just in the match suddenly.
Why? They weren't booked to wrestle that night.
Matt Cardona and the other guy were booked. Georgianella. And Hornswoggle. And there was that one really big dude and Virgil was there. And
well, I could see like Virgil just wanting to run in and be more famous any way he can. I could legitimately see that.
He had a Vince McMahon mask. It was some stuff.
Fuck, I don't know anything else that's interesting in wrestling. I didn't see MJF and Punk yet. So.
Oh, the long one?
The long one, like it didn't even go an hour.
Well, long by today's standards on TV. How many matches you see going that long on weekly television?
What's it matter if it's probably better that match was longer because the TV shows the same time whenever, like, it ends at the same time anyway.
What point are we making?
Oh, you're trying to call the match long. It only what 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was long by TV standards. By wrestling on TV in 2022 standards.
I don't know. Like, I think a lot of times matches go 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20, not 40.
It's barely like twice.
That's twice as much. It's twice as much. Twice as much makes a big difference in a match.
Well, it doesn't when like the guys could like work. Make it happen.
I didn't say it makes a big difference in terms of the match being worse. It makes a big difference in general. Some are a lot better. Yeah. That match is really good.
Let's see. I remember what was I watching, and I thought it lasted forever. I think it was something at the Royal Rumble.
The whole Royal Rumble lasted forever.
Like I don't remember if I made this point on the podcast, but like, why do 2 Royal Rumbles at the same time? Like, why not
Yeah.
I think I might actually like, yeah, well,
Yeah, you were talking about how you think they should do like a different show for the women's rumble and then have that winner main event SummerSlam. I think.
or yeah, or even like I don't think it matters like who main events anything anymore because people just watch it because it's WWE. That's why you can open the thing with like what would probably be the real main event, like at the Rumble, Rollins
Mm.
and Reigns. So
Mm.
like I don't get why you can't put women on last and have them be like what would normally be the main event of a show. And if you have like women good enough, like Sasha or Charlotte, Rousey, Ronda Rousey, Rhea Ripley, who else is like? I don't know if Oscar's
Becky.
there. I don't know if Oscar's there anymore. Like I
Asuka's still great. She just doesn't care because she's in WWE.
oh so
They
she's
don't
is she
do shit
Samoa
with her.
Joe now, where she's just like she's phoning it in.
And she's just like, I'm getting money here. That's all. Just keep on getting money, and then I can peace out.
Well, hey, you can put the woman on last. Like who cares?
Hmm. They main evented that one WrestleMania with the triple threat that was way shorter than it should have been.
Was that the main event? I thought it was like
Yeah.
I thought it was oh, I thought you were
No,
talking
that was.
about the one we were at.
Oh no. That was
Because that one had a triple threat women's match too.
yeah, which involved Ric Flair messing up the finish.
Man.
But it was Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. That one, which only went like 12 minutes. I think they botched the finish.
Damn it. Janet.
There's not really a whole lot going on in wrestling this week.
Well, yeah, who cares about wrestling when, like, so that you hear the big news, right?
Which big news are we talking?
So the broken Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Trilogy Master Race Edition
Master Race.
sold almost 10 million copies in the same, like, time frame Grand Theft Auto 5, or even like in a longer time frame. Like it's still crazy. It's still selling this like 4 million copies.
Yeah, that game is still. I don't know. Like, how are there still people who haven't played it by now?
Yeah,
It keeps being fucking sold so much.
and but I'm like, what the the trilogy game, whatever it's called, the 3D trilogy game from the PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah, PS2 games.
Like, so I know Rockstar hid that they were broken. The games were broken before the release, but after the release, like, did you see some of the videos on that?
I have not really. I played a little bit of San Andreas because it was on Game Pass. I didn't really notice a whole lot of issues, but people keep saying there's a bunch, so I'm assuming there are.
Oh, dude, I've seen some videos, and like, I feel like playing the game would make me sick. And just comparing it to the older games, they worked a lot better. You know, it really seems like that game was such a rush job, but it's still like it released as broken as it was, and it ended up making Rockstar and 2K a bunch of money. I think what I'm really afraid of here is this is of course going to incentivize them to always do stuff like this because they did it and make money. I mean, like, okay, so Gopher, would you or so say you're making what you make now. What if you could work a lot harder and made the same money? Like, would you do that?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem smart.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, is this work? This, I think, like, I really don't know what to say because I decided you got it for free. Looking at what I saw, I thought it would be a cool thing to own beforehand when it was coming out, and then seeing it after. It was like I was thinking, like, there's no way I could like support this. I didn't buy the game, But see, I don't know what it is. If people just had morbid curiosity, or like if it's just casual gamers, and this is the first time they're playing these older games, and they think like they're supposed to be as broken as they are.
It's Grand Theft Auto. People are gonna buy anything that's Grand Theft Auto. It's got that name recognition.
Do you think there's gonna be backlash for the next time Rockstar releases something? Like maybe kind of like what Bethesda had to go through with Fallout 76, or what's another company like I, I wonder what CD Projekt Red's gonna do next after Cyberpunk. Like, we're coming out with another game. Please, no, we didn't ask for it. They'll have to do a new Witcher game. I think that one that's love from any community.
They did something with Witcher 3 again, which I don't remember exactly. I think it was like they added outfits from the Netflix show or something.
Yeah, they need anything they can get, like, to make people happy.
I've still not played that. That's I've heard from some people that they finally it's finally fixed, but I couldn't say for myself because I never played it.
A big problem with the game too is the story, and there's no fixing that. Like, if you wanted to, like, imagine you're playing a Star Wars game and the story is them explaining how everything in the universe is supposed to work. Like, that's not the funnest fucking thing that could be going on here in this story. Like, we could go through like some fucking crazy thing happening, or we could explain how warp drive works in fucking Star Wars, even though it's just made up bullshit anyway. Like, fuck, you ought to do lore. You can do lore, but like it shouldn't be the fucking what drives the story.
It's just it just works, as Todd Howard once said.
Yeah,
many times.
It just works.
Except in this scenario, maybe it actually does work, unlike most of Bethesda's games.
Oh man, dude! Like my friends were so like my friends, Nick Rook, he was on the podcast a few weeks ago. He was so sad about like 76, and he heard everything, and he thought, he told me back when he owned a PlayStation 4, like, man, I still might get it. I'm like, no way, dude, you can't. They were giving away free copies of that game just to get rid of it. That's some stores.
Yeah, that Fallout 76 was a problem. I've seen people enjoy it. Although it's one of those things where, like, a lot of people enjoy it now after it's been out for a long time. It got patched a bunch, but also the game doesn't have that many players at that point because most of them fucking pieced out.
This reminds me when, like, I told he's been on this channel, I believe. Mike does his own YouTube stuff. Like, I talked to him about, or I don't even we weren't even talking. I posted on our forum we used to go on. Posted like Fallout 3 as a, it's a fun game.
Mike with a Y?
Yeah, Mike with a Y. Like I was saying, Fallout 3, as fun as it is, doesn't have the best gameplay. And he says, "Oh, really?" Like, like he has had some kind of argument there, and I think Fallout 76 really showed, like, no, it doesn't have good gameplay. Like, imagine, like so Fallout has such terrible, like, it's such a terrible action game. One of the big features is it allows you to pause everything and auto shoots at the enemies for you, the VATs. If you ever played Fallout. And then so they put this gameplay into an online shooter, which you can't just pause because it's such a terrible game to try to be shooting in. Like, it really showed how damaged it was. Yeah, sorry, you're not as good as Fortnite Fallout. And it's not even like the Fallout type gameplay couldn't even be changed to be better. The Outer Worlds is where probably the series should have gone, but even that's not like online. I imagine it wouldn't be as fun as say Fortnite or something, or Call of Duty. And I don't think everyone has to be Call of Duty because they have fun.
Yeah.
And they're crazy for making Fallout an online game. I mean, I think you could maybe do they could have made an online Fallout game, but they were so lazy with it. Like, they just took the engine from their non-online multiplayer game and we're just sticking in a multiplayer game.
It's multiplayer now. That's it. It's this game, but now it's multiplayer.
What else would I'm just trying to imagine there's other games that you could make online and it won't break the game. I'm trying to think Super Mario Bros works as an online multiplayer game.
They got that game that's no longer available anymore because they made it fucking limited time.
Alright, so imagine what if they made Shenmue 3 online multiplayer? Everyone just goes around doing the horse stance.
So, the thing about that, right? The thing about that is nobody should make anything Shenmue ever again. At all. In general.
I agree. There's a reason Sega didn't want Shenmue 3. I guess
there's a reason I don't want it. It sucks.
I guess the first game, now that I'm looking into this series, I guess the first game sort of almost bankrupted the company. I don't know. I don't know if it's that bad, but Shenmue, the first game came out on the Dreamcast. It is really a remarkable game for the time. Technically, it's really technically advanced. Like nothing else looked like that. Nothing else. I mean, it's really amazing that you could go around and go anywhere and open any.
Well, that's still the case, even with Shenmue 3. Nothing else looks and it feels like that anymore.
And that was really impressive. And was it when it came out, 2000 or 1999, and
somewhere around that range.
And that Shenmue 3, you could excuse it if it came out in 2002 or something, but it came out in 2022. No, 2020. Sorry, it's 2020. It came out 2 years ago. What?
Speaking of Shenmue 3, I'm actually playing that right now while we're recording this. And by playing that, I mean I'm chopping wood because I have to do this fucking off screen because I need to make $2,000 fucking dollars to buy an item to fucking continue the story.
Oh yeah, that part. Why are you chopping wood to make the money?
That's the only job.
Bro.
The only thing I could do is gamble, and I'm not fucking doing that because I'll end up just losing all the money.
You gotta gamble. That's the only way.
I'm taking... And also, we found out today, during today's recording session, that it's a timed game, as in... I could get an actual full-ass game over if I don't progress the story quick enough.
So you gotta gamble.
That could make me take even longer, though.
So... Do you know there's a fortune teller in town?
Yeah, I know. So, Brandon found out the whole thing about you talk to the fortune teller, you get a certain thing, and then you have twice as instead of a quarter odds to win, you have half, which is still 50% is still not what I would want to bet all my money on.
I think you're gonna have to do
it. I'm slowly doing this. I'm getting $60 per thing, which is very, very slowly, but I'm up to almost 800.
How much time in game do you have until you game over? I didn't know that was a thing either.
I have no clue. I don't know. All I know is probably less time than I have at this point.
Well, at least it'll be some kind of ending,
It's some kind of fucking ending.
So. Imagine. Alright, so I'll just say it. I'm fine if you get that game over screen, you spent too much time chopping wood and the universe is destroyed. I'm fine with that being the ending of the series.
Oh god.
I watched the game and it's like I was also watching back in 1995. Like I was thinking in my head like, of these two, which game is better? Like,
Back in 1995.
The thing is like, back in 1995 doesn't like it like Shenmue 3 doesn't respect your time at all.
Oh no, it does not. That is very true.
And I'm just wondering for like the Shenmue fans, what is it about like this game that other than I guess it's just a Kickstarter, like they paid for it, they wanted it to happen so bad, and this game came out like really.
Oh god, it's so much of the game so far. So much of what I've done in this game is walk around town talking to people to try to tell me where to go, and then going to that place to talk to more people to then have to talk to somebody else to tell me where to go next. That has been like 90% of the game to this point.
It sounds riveting.
It's very, very riveting. Very fucking intense stuff.
I mean,
You'll be happy to know that I got very mad again in today's third recording session.
I can't wait. I've been so busy I haven't seen them yet, but
yeah, I think there's 3 episodes up now that you haven't watched.
Yeah,
including episode 13, which is the peak of the series.
Oh yes. With the puns, we're getting close, but I think we are gonna peak to this being the best Gopher and Tuck series of all time.
I think episode 13 is the one where I yelled so hard that I got dizzy.
Did anyone in the house there say anything?
What was that?
Did anyone in the house, like, when you were screaming, like, came and said,
"Oh,
Gopher, no. Are you alright? Like, Justin, is this...
My mom was like, Gopher, you alright?
Will they come and say, Justin, what's going on? Like, why are you playing this game? It's so painful.
It's very painful. It's actually physically painful. I yelled so hard that it hurt me.
I don't know if we want to talk about this line, but like I was gonna say something else about one of my friends in a bit. But we had a friend who was like really into one of the Shenmue fans, and like he was really upset that you played this game on YouTube.
Yeah. I gotta give this game the respect it apparently deserves.
I mean, I imagine like a lot of work went into it. It's just like they made a pile of shit.
Yeah, it exists. They put in the effort to make it exist. They did not put in the effort to make it exist well.
I imagine like back in 1995 has to be like the more fun experience.
Oh yeah. And it helps that game's like fucking like 3 hours long or something.
Alright, so I can't believe so you did a scream?
Yes, I was.
And no one came in to help you?
No. I got a recording in process do not disturb sign for my door. You were in agony and no one decided to just ignore it, like, oh man, his poor Justin having a heart attack, so we got like kick in the door and save the thing. Like, ah! It was a very visceral fucking yell too. Very guttural.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch it. Anyone listening to this needs to watch it.
Yeah. I'm putting my body on the line for YouTube.
Exactly.
That's what's going on here. It's like that time I put my body on the line for Twitch when I fucking ate that spicy chip challenge.
Oh man.
And almost wanted to go to the hospital later that day.
Oh, damn it.
Chips, a spicy challenge, right?
Yeah.
You go into it thinking, all right, this is gonna burn your mouth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be really, really hot in the mouth, but it shouldn't be that bad. And after maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you'll be fine. You should not fucking eat something like that and then later, like spend the entire day puking and thinking you're gonna fucking have a heart attack or something. Why is that legal?
So, I guess you haven't eaten a ghost pepper yet or something.
This was worse than the ghost pepper, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing eating that?
For views, man. You gotta get them views.
True.
Brandon ate one. And then we had Mike and Rufus on to eat one as well.
Well, how many
I-
views did that actually get you though?
Probably not that much.
So what you need to get the views is like you take the same thing but you put it in Jello.
That'll probably make it less spicy.
Yeah, see, there you go.
The worst part was the puking, because like it felt like molten lava coming out of my body.
Dios
it was,
mío.
Yeah, and it burned like my fucking chin, like touching the chin on the way out burned. Like why? Also, I just got a trophy in Shenmue. For owning over 1,000 yen.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
The money. Yeah. So I'm halfway to 2,000.
You need more money. Why don't you just gamble?
Because then I might lose all the money that I have.
So then you're gonna lose the game anyway.
I would prefer to lose the game than lose the money. Losing the game means I can stop. Oh, God. So what else do we have to talk about here in this podcast? Sort of went off the rails a little bit there.
Well, because you have to bring up Shenmue 3.
You brought it up.
Alright, so let's talk about what I've been doing a bit.
Okay.
So, over the week, or what was it, a week ago, something? Well, my friends were drinking, and they had another friend staying there, and his dad tried to kick him out. Like, the friend, or the guy wasn't even a friend, like, his brother's friend. Like, his dad was kicking him out, and so my friend decided to fight his dad.
Oh.
And I get called over. Oh yeah, and he they tell me to take him away. Happens like, oh yeah, he pulls out a pistol for whatever fucking reason.
Oh Jesus.
And we all tell him to put it away. He does that. Sleeps over at my house that night, and then he leaves. But and and like when I was telling you about this, I was wondering like, gee, I guess like looking back on it, I really ignored the pistol part. Then I it wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't even mention the pistol to me. You
mentioned
him trying to fight his
dad.
dad.
It's just one of the things that happened. I wasn't going into too much detail.
Yeah, you just told me about the fight. I had no knowledge about a pistol being brought out.
I'm just wondering, like, I was talking to this girl Mandy, and I was like,
"Oh, so we can say it. It's Abdul."
Yeah, Abdul. Yeah, so
Abdul pulled a pistol on his dad.
Yeah, so I was talking to Mandy about Abdul. I'm like, gee, what should I like? Well, I'm just telling her about her, kind of about him and about Abdul, and she's like, man, you can't what's he saying? Like, I can't just abandon him or leave him hanging. So I call him yesterday. We hang out, play some Mario Kart. But like, I'm just wondering, like, how much should I deal with that? Like, today I'm definitely not hanging out because I got stuff that I want to accomplish, like doing the podcast and whatnot. And thankfully, like, we talking about when we tape these, when we record them. Like, normally it's on Thursday, but your internet went out for a bit last night.
Yeah, right? My internet was out for like 4 hours last night.
What happened? Was it the shaman?
It might have been the shaman. There was a shaman in a Korean movie I watched recently.
Oh no! See, that's what you watched the movie. Now the shaman's coming out.
The fuck was that movie? Let me see. see what that fucking movie was called. Scusi. Let's see, Korean movie. Shaman. The Wailing. I watched the other day.
Yeah, see, you watched The Wailing, and the Shaman came out of that.
Yeah, it had to do with like people being possessed by demons or what have you, and the shaman was there to do like exorcisms or some shit. Korean movie.
So
Korea.
So I know we believe it, and I bet like the idea Shaman goes too far for someone like Brian Kendrick, who doesn't even believe in Bigfoot for whatever reason. So I guess so I didn't know he got fired from WWE, or well, not fired. He gets released, and he goes to AEW to wrestle John Moxley, but for whatever reason, instead, Wheeler Yuta was wrestling them on Dynamite instead. I think something happened.
Oh, did you actually not know about it?
Oh no, I know about it. I'm just like I'm prefacing the story so that you can tell me what happened.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm good at doing comedy duo stuff. That's I have a comedy partner. So what had happened was apparently Ryan Kendrick said some shit about some conspiracies. He is apparently a Sandy Hook denier and a Holocaust denier. Both of them. He has a double play there, which and he did one of the worst apologies you can do in a situation like this, because like, I mean, I've heard that you shouldn't even just say anything. You should just be quiet and sort of try to let it go away. But like,
yeah, he probably should have done that. But he actually tried to defend himself or something.
The actual apology, right? It was him saying like he regrets saying it. He was wrong to say it. But then the thing that makes it very clear that the apology is bullshit is him saying that is not what he thinks, and it has never been what he thinks.
I would just
do you think people are gonna you think people are gonna believe that you never meant things that you said?
I would
at
just
any
said
point in time?
I would just said, man, I was so fucking stoned, dude. Come on. And I'd start crying. I expected all this be at my age.
So if anything ever comes out about Moose and his apology is him crying and saying he was stoned, something might be up.
I think like at that point they're gonna start stoning me. So before this happened, I know Brian Kendrick believed that the sun was cold.
Okay, that's a weird one.
He believed that the sun was cold, but it did send out radiation waves, or waves of radiation, and so when the radiation waves hits our atmosphere, it heats it up. So that's why when we get them from the cold sun, and it's hot on her.
So basically, what you're saying is Brian Kendrick's an idiot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I knew that before this.
Fucking Brian, what are you doing? What are you? I saw Nyla Rose. I don't remember the exact tweet, but like I think she was responding to a conspiracy theory, or like somebody was tagging her in one or something like that, and she said something about like, "Don't get me fired." So yeah, that Ryan Kendrick, he was gonna face Mox, and he didn't, because he said some very, very stupid shit. And it's not just like the kind of stupid shit where like it's a joke that people like somebody makes a joke on Twitter and then 5 years later people are pissed about it. It's not like that. It's something.
I imagine he said
genuinely.
Imagine he said the Holocaust thing, and the Sandy Hook thing is like the same way he talked about the sun being cold. Like I imagine it was very matter of fact.
Yeah. Like it's actual like misinformation, harmful misinformation, but so yeah, I what the hell, dude? What are you doing?
I'm glad. Like, yeah, he's not wrestling anymore.
He'll show up somewhere. I mean, fucking places are still booking
Oh,
Joey Ryan.
he might be in GCW or something.
Take it on, Hornswoggle.
Oh man, that's where he needs to be.
That's the money feud right there.
That sounds like the perfect. You remember when back when I was watching WWE, like every week, Chavo Guerrero would wrestle Hornswoggle and would lose to him somehow.
Wasn't that like an ECW world title feud? No, cruiserweight title. That was
Yeah,
for the
cruiserweight title feud.
Where Hornswoggle was the last cruiserweight champion before they brought the title back.
Yeah, so yeah, every week Chavo would lose to Hornswoggle. So I'd be fine with like if every week Brian Kendrick would have to lose to Hornswoggle. Why would we do that?
Also, really quickly, something I want to bring up because you brought up Mario Kart. They got a DLC coming out for Mario Kart in the form of new courses.
Actually, that's why I was playing it because we were so hyped.
Yeah, there's gonna be what was it, like 48 courses being brought in from previous games.
Yeah,
a shit ton of courses.
You know, I was talking to one of my friends. He was saying, "Haji, I can't wait till Mario Kart 9 comes out," and he was disappointed by this. I said, you know, it's not. I get it, but like, at least it's not Mario Kart. Like, it's not a thing where it's like Call of Duty. We're getting Mario Kart 9, and then next will be Mario Kart Van Halen, and then the next one will be Mario Kart Final Fantasy, and then we finally get the next one where it has the actual Mario characters, Mario Kart 10. You know, at least like they leave you wanting more and not over-welcoming their stay like other franchises.
I think what it is time for is a little segment we do here on Top of the World. Fan mail being read.
Yeah, because there's actually one fan mail about this, what we're just talking about. All right, so from Mackenzie and Kotzebue, I know one or two of those. From Mackenzie and Kotzebue, Gopher, well, you're not my favorite streamer, you know.
Wow, just shut on me immediately.
I do appreciate the back in 1995 Let's Play. It kept me from playing that, so I thank you. But what I want to know is someone you play Mario quite a bit. I imagine you play Mario Kart. Out of all the old Mario Kart games, with the remasters coming up, which track are you excited to play the most?
Sure. I mean, I only like before the current one and like the Wii U version and all that, and I guess the Wii one as well. Before them, I'd only really played Mario Kart 64.
Well, actually, the one I would want is a 64 track. The was that one like I remember the Wario Stadium one was really good, but like the one where you're in the mountains and there's rocks coming off the hill, I want that. Like that'd be the first track I play.
Yeah, for me it would be one of the fucking Mario 64 ones, since those are the ones I have the most like memories of. I remember liking the Bowser one, big old fiery level.
Oh yeah,
that one was fun. And then there's one that's like on a beach where there's like a shortcut that you could take.
Oh yeah. And the
that one
gigantic jump.
Yeah, so something from Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, that is. That'd probably be my answer, Mackenzie, and thank you for the thing. Also, but you didn't have to start your thing off by immediately shitting on me.
Well, you know, some people enjoy that.
Well, Odell Beckham Jr. certainly does. He's a football player that's into poopy sex.
Just really quick before we go into the next question, like the first time I seen Two Girls One Cup was when I was working, and like
at work.
Yeah, at work. And my coworker really I told him I'd never seen it, and he thought I really needed to see it. And there was 3 of us in the pickup, so he finds the video and starts playing it, and I'm not reacting. I'm like, what is going on here when I'm watching this? And he's like, making noises like he's about to vomit. Like, I'm just
so. I have actually not seen it still to this day.
I wouldn't either if it wasn't for that.
I mean, I heard about what it was, and I just never. Most people obviously saw it because like they didn't know what it was, and somebody was like, "Hey, you gotta watch this." And then some people saw it because they did know what it was and they were curious.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't think. I don't think I really need any part of that. Days was eating poop. I wonder how Odell felt about that video. Maybe that was his poop awakening.
True.
So what's our next letter here?
All right, from Cousin Junior in Alabama. Dearest Gopher, I really enjoy your content. I wish you would play more Minecraft, but I guess not everyone can play Minecraft, sadly. So the question is, what's gonna be what's Tuck gonna be talking about on the next Tucker Lucy Variety Hour?
What was your name? Yeah, what was his name?
Cousin Junior.
Cousin Junior. Well, first of all, Cousin Junior, you say you wish I would play more Minecraft. I have not played Minecraft on the channel at all, so more would be any. But
well, he knows you played it because everyone's played it.
Well, yeah. I don't know what the next Tucker Variety Hour is. You would have to ask Tuck himself about that. I know he has a couple ideas. I don't know if he's going to go with one of those ideas or decide on something different. I don't know when it's going to be. We'd had 2 within a month, which
he had a stalker.
Yeah.
Just follow him all the time, not too close, or else he might.
Yeah.
Or else he might have a case against you when he calls the police.
Yeah, Junior, make sure you stay. I think it's like 2 car lengths away.
Yeah,
you guys stay, Junior.
Yeah.
But then you follow him and you'll find out what it's gonna be.
I mean, do you think that would make Tuck happy? I mean, he could use some more fame. Well, famous people have to deal with that. He wants to be an artist, so if he's a real successful artist, he'll become famous. But part of the problem is you'll get people like Cousin Junior trying to.
I feel like Brandon's one of the kind of people who he would find out he has a stalker, and eventually he would be a little creeped out by it. But at first he'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Got my own stalker. I sure as fuck would.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
What's next here for our final question for the day?
We'll do one more question for the people. From from Mohammed in Arkansas.
Not where I expected him to be from, but okay.
Why not?
It doesn't really seem like a very Muhammad heavy place.
What do you mean? It's just the name.
Go on. What's Muhammad want?
All right, so Muhammad's what? All right, so I'll read some of what he says here. Been a long time fan. He's saying, been watching since the Gopher days. He's wondering when's the next time you could play Pokemon on the YouTubes.
So, a lot of people who write in these letters and say that they've been fans since the Giggity Gopher days. Where were those views at? What are all these views from these people back then?
Well, someone torrented your channel and put it on what's some of the other websites that people can put content on,
Pornhub.
Well, I know there's Pornhub.
Not anymore because
was it Daily Motion or something?
Yeah, you go get some Daily Motion, some fucking. There's probably one that's called Weasel or something.
Yeah, and so someone's torrenting your videos and putting them on those websites.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. To answer your question, probably towards the end of 2022 or beginning of 2023. We usually start the series, each Pokemon series, towards the end of the year and then continue it into the next year. That's typically what we've been doing. So it'll probably probably happen or like maybe right after the Halloween specials this year.
So was there a
And
new Pokemon game that just came out? Oh, well, that was a
yeah,
new one, but like, what was the last
Arceus
one?
Legends came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Also, as far as which game's going to be getting played next, I think we're on to Sun and Moon. I think those are next, and
oh man.
those might be the last randomized Nuzlocke we could do. We could do Nuzlocke going forward, but not randomized, because we can't like randomize Switch games yet.
Well,
But we're going to the Switch games though after that.
so what games will you play after you played all the Pokemon games?
Other games that we play, we play, we play a lot of games that aren't Pokemon. That
I know, but like after when you play the last Pokemon game, like, and there's no more Pokemon games, like, will you feel empty or something?
Probably, but I don't think we're gonna get to that point. I think Pokemon games are gonna keep coming out at a pace in which we can't catch up to it.
Yeah, no, I imagine someone, and someone actually did think this up. They're always gonna do wrestling at the chase, and it this wasn't to be, even though that TV program's been going on since the 50s. Like, it had an end. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do when there's like, here's the last Pokemon?
The channel would probably end before that happened.
Yeah, that could be too.
Most likely, I don't know how long the channel's gonna be around, but probably not as long as Pokemon.
No. This channel's gonna last longer than the Roman Empire.
Is that still going?
Well, we'll get someone else to do it for us, or we'll finally be able to like put our minds into a computer, and we'll generate the content.
Gotta go the Game Grumps route and get Gopher and Tuck that you can inject directly up your pee hole.
Yes.
Liquid injection right up the pee hole, right up the urethra. So thank you, Mohammed, for your question.
Yeah, thanks, Mohammed. Thanks for being a friend.
Yeah, and for watching my videos on
Daily
Motion or whatever fucking website you chose to use instead of giving me the view. Okay, well, do we have what else do we have to talk?
So let's talk about sad news, Brown. So we did we killed another ISIS guy.
That's sad.
Well, here's the thing. All right, so these people are like the head of a hydra, and you know what happens when you cut off one of the heads of a hydra?
Well, in Dark Souls, you have to cut off all the heads and then it dies.
Yeah, but like if you just cut one off, what happens?
It just stays forever without that one head.
No, another one grows. Well, I don't know if it happens in Dark Souls, but in lore, another one grows or 3 grows in its place.
All of my lore is based on Dark Souls.
So you didn't know that?
I think I had a vague idea about that.
So, what I'm saying is, like, they killed this ISIS leader, and
there's gonna be a new one.
Yeah, there's just gonna be a new guy. I mean, so the United States tried to do it in a better way. So there's a lot of flack Joe Biden got. I don't know how long ago it was, but they did a drone strike to kill the guy who did the bombing on, or they say the United States says this guy was a member of ISIS, and he did the bombing, or was part of that bombing that killed 13 Marines or 20 Marines, something I can't remember.
Are John Cena and the Miz safe?
So they get this guy and they get him with a drone and it kills like how many people, like how many children? I think like 10 children killed along with this guy.
That's a lot of children. That's a lot of children.
So to avoid this, the United States military, they send in the helicopters and guys on the ground. Like I don't know if they're trying to arrest him, but or just shoot him with a gun. I think they're trying to avoid the civilian casualties again. So they say this guy finds out they're there, of course, because they come out with the helicopter. You could be like sneaky with a helicopter. It's really amazing. I saw it before. and heard it, but
Hmm.
so they
I
go
mean,
in.
if you heard it, they're not being that sneaky.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, how he found out, but they found out they're there in the United States military. Says, "All right, yeah, come out like we can, sort of like we can do this the easy way or the hard way." And well, they chose the hard way. There's a shootout, and a lot of people died again.
Well,
But we got the guy.
Yeah, and a bunch of other guys.
I'll say this: I don't care about anyone from ISIS. Like, if people like that get massacred, I'm fine with it because they perpetrated the same. What there's got to be a better way to do this though, because I mean, all right. So imagine we reverse it, and we're in Texas, and Ted Cruz is like, he's got you by the neck, and like, I finally got you now, Gopher. Like, all right. So China comes in. China comes in to save the day, and like they say we gotta save Gopher no matter what. So they massacre about like 100 children between you to finally save you from Ted Cruz. I imagine like a lot of people aren't gonna be like they did it. They killed the bad guy.
So a couple notes here. My first note is that I enjoy that you made Ted Cruz sound like a fucking like James Bond villain. That's my first note.
Well, that is like raising his like that is putting him a lot higher than what he'd really be. He'd be like the henchman. like Mitch McConnell is the bad guy, or like the villain, the main one.
And then the other thing is it really that bad if it's Texas children? Because like they're just gonna grow up to be Texas adults.
But you're a Texas adult.
I am an adult who now happens to live in Texas. I was not an adult when I first moved to Texas.
You're a
I was
full-blown Texican.
I sure hope that is not the case.
I mean, so I was gonna ask you about this. So in your Discord, you have this guy named Muffin, and every day, it seems like at least once a day he'll tag you calling you white man.
Yes.
When did that start?
I don't. It's just during a stream. There was nothing that prompted it. He just said go for a white man, and then just kept doing it. I don't know. I don't know what started it. I don't know why. I am white. I guess. I mean, he's not wrong.
What? What do you mean you're white?
Do you see my skin?
I see it, but like, you could be Hispanic. You could be from Spain.
I could, but I'm from Florida.
Oh, see, yeah. So that used to be a Spanish territory.
Maybe I'm Cuban. Maybe I've been Cuban this whole time.
So where does your family actually come from?
I don't know. I mean, I know my mom comes from Philly, and my dad comes from Rhode Island. I don't know where our ancestors come from.
What?
I know we don't have any Italians in our ancestry, or Spanish. I'm trying to think of. I think we have German. There's some German and Irish. I believe I know German for certain, which given historical significance, probably not great. But I think there's also Irish.
Here's what I think will happen.
Irish didn't have Hitler.
Here's what I think will happen. Because it doesn't seem like you know much about your ancestry, and I think that's all planned. That was the plan this whole time. So you were born in South Africa, I would imagine. And and people you were born in South Africa. Like your family was very worried about the coming vengeance from the natives there, so they said, all right, we gotta save Justin here. He can't live here in South Africa, so we're sending him over to the United States where he can live with his kind.
My
So
God.
so what if you're African American?
You know, then I could stop deleting those old posts I find of me using the N word.
Yeah. No, you probably need to keep
Yeah.
those.
Every time I see them, I'm just like, come on, come on, guy, I gotta delete this one now. There was one that I saw that was from like 2016, which when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's a little recent. Why is that so recent? And then
Wait.
the
So
one was, and it was
are
a
you
hard
actually
R
going back
too.
and deleting tweets?
Not tweets, Facebook. Like I get the on this day thing on Facebook.
Oh,
And
this is
yeah.
on Facebook.
So there was, so what it was I said something like, I don't. There were a couple people like poking fun at me in the status, and I said something like, I hate you people" or something like that. And Brandon replied, "What do you mean you people?" And past me, for whatever reason, thought it'd be funny to just straight up hard R, like just that, just the word in response to Brandon.
Oh, you guys, why past you? Because there's much funnier responses.
Like my thinking, I remember my thinking at the time being like, okay, he's not gonna expect it, so that makes it funny. And if current me was like, oh,
See, and people wondered
come on, man.
why, like, why I'd go through your, or maybe it was just you who was wondering, like, well, I'd go through your old Facebook and like, comment on stuff. Like,
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff on Facebook that has been deleted. Whole lot of stuff.
you know, I don't remember ever like deleting anything old or like whenever I delete something, it's usually on Twitter just because I misspell something. Like that's when I'll like delete something really quick.
Can't just give us a fucking edit tweet button yet.
Well, it makes you a better person.
Having to own up to your typos.
Yeah, well, not either owning up to your typos or learning not to do typos.
Huh?
But anyway, like that's the only time I ever delete anything. I don't ever remember going back and like saying. Actually, I don't ever scroll through my old Facebook anymore. I think I done it like once or twice, but like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I just check the on this day thing when the memories on Facebook every day, and then I'm like, okay, that's gotta go, that's gotta go, this can stay, that's gotta go.
Oh man, but it's still old you. It's not even the current you. Like the old
That's
you.
not how the world sees it.
Come on, the old you is just like the thing that used to be a thing, but now it's not. Like the old me.
Yes, the old me, fucking the Snoopy, that guy, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I remember he did this blog once, just called me Snoopy.
Fucking. I did like just one single blog.
When you gonna do the next post?
2087.
Oh, gee, this is gonna be longer than the sequel for Shenmue 3.
Yeah, that's long term booking right there.
You know now, like when we do that episode of the podcast in that year, I'm gonna be like, all right, you said you'd do the thing. You'd be like, what?
I did say I'll do the thing.
You'd be like, what?
It's like, you're like, go back, Gopher, fucking look at it, rewatch episode 6 of the podcast. You said it. It's right there.
Just imagine what you'd say now, like, oh man, past me. What's wrong with me?
Fucking alright. Do we have more words to express in relation to stuff and things?
Let's see. We talked about video games. Talked about politics.
Talked about wrestling.
Oh man, wrestling. Oh, talk about video games, but we haven't talked about what I'm playing. So
what are you playing?
I started playing Loop Hero. I might have mentioned it last week. Nah, I don't even think we talked about video games last week. So I started playing Loop Hero.
Nah.
And yeah, you're going around, or you're not even going around. You're making the world for this character that's fighting slimes and vampires and skeletons and stuff, and he's trying to remember who he is, what he has to do. and you're shaping the world around them.
Hmm.
Like, you can either help them out or, make it really hard for them. Like, it's a good game. Like, I think I'll keep
You
playing
having a
it.
good time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, there you go. You're having a good time.
and what are you playing other than your favorite game, Shenmue 3?
So as mentioned, a new Pokemon game came out. I played about 1 hour of it, and then I decided I have to 100%. I need to replay Dark Souls again. So I did that, and now the new Pokemon came out the same day that the Legacy of Thieves came out, the PS5 version of Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. So I've been playing that, and basically I've been trying to platinum it because I Uncharted 4 was the first game that I legitimately platinumed, like not counting stuff like Telltale where they just give you a free fucking platinum for beating the game. So I decided I was gonna do it here, but for this one, you don't just need to get all the trophies for Uncharted 4. You have to get all the trophies for Uncharted 4 and the Lost Legacy to platinum it.
It's weird. Like,
So I've
why
been
don't you stream your journey to that?
Because then I gotta talk. I gotta say words to people.
They don't.
I mainly
I know
listening to
Abyss
music.
said it, and he said he'd Black Hole Slam you if you didn't. But are you really afraid of Abyss?
Yes, he's a monster.
see, here's the thing. Like, monsters don't really exist. Like, only inside your heart when you decide to cannibalize people.
Yeah, so I have all of the Uncharted 4 trophies, and I have most of the Lost Legacy trophies. I just need to do a crushing playthrough of the Lost Legacy, and then I'll have that platinumed, and then I can finally actually start the new Pokemon game that everyone has been enjoying, apparently. Well, I'm just here ignoring it so I can replay Uncharted and Dark Souls.
You'll try to platinum games. Like, when you get a speedrun back in 1995.
I do not usually try to platinum games. It's very rare. I have 3 legitimate platinums. Like, again, not counting stuff like Telltale. I have first was Uncharted 4, then was Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne was the most recent one. And now it's going to be the Uncharted, the Legacy. Speaking of that, right? Speaking of Legacy of Thieves, do you know what Regal Theater is?
Yeah, the movie theater chain.
Yeah. Do you have one near you?
No, dude, I don't have anything near me. Like, so the closest movie theater. So, say if I'm in Seattle, the closest movie theater would probably be in LA. That's how far it is.
Mm. So I'm trying to give somebody a fucking free ticket to see Uncharted, the movie, because apparently when I
I'd take it if I had the ability to go.
Because yeah, because I got the upgrade, I guess like so quick after it came out or something. I was sent an email the other day with a voucher to get a ticket to see Uncharted at one of those theaters, and the closest one for me is like 25 minutes away, which like that would cost like $50 to Uber there and back. So I kind of want to see the movie, but I don't want to see it that bad. So I've been like, I posted in the Discord if anybody wants it. I posted on Twitter. Nothing. So that voucher code is just there, being unused.
Man. Alright, we watched Silence again.
So the movie? Which what? The Korean movie?
No, not the Korean movie. The movie about the Inquisition of Christians in Japan. I really enjoy that film.
I have not seen it. I did recently watch a Korean movie called Silenced.
Oh, what happened to that movie?
It was based on a true story about these kids at a school for deaf children being molested. So it was sad.
Why was it sad?
Because children were being molested?
You're telling me the ending didn't involve the children grabbing weaponry and massacring those people that molested them and taking over the school, and it didn't become like was it Lord of Flies in the school?
Well, spoiler alert here for this movie, for if anybody's watching who wants to see it. One of the molested kids at the end did kill one of the molesters while also killing himself in the process. He like
What?
held him down on train tracks, and while a train came over and ran them both over.
I was wondering,
So,
like, why did he kill himself? But okay, I see. Like, there's no other way.
Yeah. She was trying to kill him, but he had to take himself out in the process.
She got back.
So, also the main character was played by, I don't remember the actor's name, but he was in Squid Game as. Have you seen Squid Game?
No, not yet.
This isn't really much of a spoiler, but basically the guy who sort of tells the main character about Squid Game and like he plays this little game with them. That guy is the main character in this.
So did they play Tic-Tac-Toe?
Oh wait, no, you did see Train to Busan because you're the one who told me about that movie. He was the main character in that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I watched that recently because you mentioned it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Korean movies.
See, I think did you ever say what's your favorite movie on here?
Like Korean movie or just movie in general?
Any movie in general.
I don't even know anymore what my favorite movie would be. I know for a long time it was The Butterfly Effect, but that wouldn't probably be the case anymore. I still think it's a great movie. But
don't tell me it's Cannibal Holocaust.
I've never seen it. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. I really don't know what I would say my favorite movie is. There's a lot of good movies out there.
I bet what happened is like it used to be The Butterfly Effect, but then you started watching TCM. Now you like, is it Gone with the Wind? Justin, it's not Gone with the Wind. No matter how much Ted Turner loves that movie, I'm telling you.
I would say the movie that I've seen the most times would be probably Step Brothers. I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but I've seen it way more than any other movie.
That's definitely your favorite movie.
It's one of my favorite comedies, as well as Tropic Thunder.
How many times would you say you've seen Step Brothers?
Like 20. I've even seen it so many times. I watched it in French once. Like not even, there was no subtitles. I just watched it in French.
So how's that not your favorite movie?
I haven't watched it in a long time though. I haven't watched it in like almost a decade probably. It's been so long.
I remember so this was really weird back when I was in school. Like every time after I got out of school, I'd watch Austin Powers and Gold Member like every day. You know, like it was so strange. Dude, like I was just mesmerized by that film.
I'm trying to think of other ones that I would consider as potential candidates, right? Because I can't think of what specifically would be the best one or my favorite. But
thing is, like, what's going on there, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, is he knows if he says what his real favorite film is, everyone's gonna think he's stupid. So he has to think like, is it Lawrence of Arabia? Do I say Star Wars? Do I say
only saw Solo?
What's that?
Only saw Solo. That's the only Star Wars movie I saw with you.
And imagine like if we had an audience, like how many people would be mad at you? Like, oh, you never seen A New Hope? You never seen The Empire Strikes Back? You never seen Attack of the Clones?
I know. So the It remakes are probably my favorite horror films. Deadpool's probably up there for one of my favorite films.
I really like Deadpool.
Cloverfield was one that I liked a lot.
You know, I've never seen Cloverfield. I've seen only clips.
I did love that one.
What's the plot of Cloverfield?
Monster movie. Just straight up monster
movie.
Like
Godzilla?
Yeah, it's like a really big giant thing so it takes place at the beginning. It's like at this party, and it's found footage style, like that kind of shooting. And so like the story at the beginning is that it's this guy recording footage at this party that's like a going away party for this one dude who got a job in like Japan or some shit. And during this party, some shit starts going down, and people run outside and they see like something off in the distance causing a whole bunch of chaos. And so like you're following this group, including the guy who was holding the camera and his friends. You're like following them as they try to get out of the city. But then while trying to get out, they find out that the not quite girlfriend, but kind of girlfriend of the main character, is trapped in her house, so they have to go and try to get her. And so, like, that's what the movie's about. You actually see very little of the like monster itself.
No one ever says like, man, this is like Godzilla.
And it did the Statue of Liberty thing, where like the fucking head of the Statue of Liberty gets yeeted.
That's cool.
It's always fun. Always fun when that happens.
I really like Godzilla. I don't care what you say.
Like Godzilla too. I still got to see Godzilla vs Kong. I haven't seen that one yet.
I really enjoyed that.
I watched the newest like King Kong movie, and then I watched both of the Godzilla movies, but I've yet to see that one. So I gotta watch that.
I was talking to Nigrook, and I always weirded him out when I tell him like Adolf Hitler's favorite film is King Kong.
Yeah, wouldn't think Adolf Hitler.
Well, my friends theorize that like Adolf Hitler likes the imagery of a giant ape gone mad climbing the Empire State Building.
Future Justin, that thing I said, censor that. I don't know if that's a thing that's okay to say. Just censor it.
Well, I don't even know what I said. That's not okay.
No, it's what I said, not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just
wondering, like, what did I even say that's controversial? Oh, yeah, so, 1933, King Kong, Adolf Hitler's favorite film. He didn't like Tarzan as much, though.
That son of a bitch.
Damn, dude.
What a fucking... Well, I mean, Tarzan's great and all, but George of the Jungle, that's where it's really at.
Yeah, absolutely. George of the Jungle. That's your favorite movie, isn't it? You had to bring it up.
It's probably. It's it's an all-timer right there.
My favorite movie is Manhunter. It's either Manhunter or On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And it's,
I've never seen either of them.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service is that James Bond movie everyone hates. Either everyone hates it or like half the people hate it and half the people love it.
I think I've seen one James Bond film.
Like, how have you only done that? There's so many. Like, you don't just run into them on cable and it's like, oh, what's this?
I don't watch cable.
Well, back in the day, you probably had it. Like, you were watching wrestling.
Back in the day, I mainly just watched, like, Nickelodeon and Nick at Night, Cartoons Network, Comedy Central, stuff that I wouldn't really have. Like, I didn't, like, browse random channels.
What about Raw?
Raw, I was on USA. Well, actually, what was Raw on USA when I used to actively watch?
Might be on Spike.
I just stream mostly now. Netflix, Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
Hulu.
Yeah, I've just been mostly streaming anything anymore. We don't got cable. Like, I got rid of it.
We might as well. I don't use it.
Yeah, it's garbage. I tried to watch a NFL game like a couple weeks ago, and it really bothered me how many commercials there are. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. The most gigantic thing in the world, and we haven't even talked about it.
The Super Bowl's happening. I think Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg are performing. I don't know if it's Snoop Dogg or not, but they're performing at halftime.
I was listening to the Get Up this morning, and I found out that they don't get paid for that appearance. Or for that show that they're doing at the halftime game.
Why not?
So, they use the same logic as Memphis Wrestling. So,
should have known.
So
the comparison was going to be.
On any episode of Memphis Wrestling at the studio they did, Jerry the King Lawler never got paid for wrestling on that show.
Why?
The idea is the star is working television to advertise himself. So Jerry Lawler and these musical artists like Eminem are working on television to advertise themselves to people. So in Jerry Lawler's case, they would go to the Coliseum or wherever they are in the territory to go watch them live. So Eminem and the other artists are working this big, like, this huge, gigantic television event for free, so that when all this happens, they'll get, like, people start streaming their stuff or buying their music and whatnot.
It's basically fucking free exposure.
Yeah, but
Well,
I guess they
exposure
also weren't
for,
paying.
as payment.
I guess they also weren't paying the other performers who before they just started paying them. Who like how are the dancers? How were the dancers not getting paid or anyone doing anything else in that?
I'm pretty sure last year, like Weekend, he paid for most of his own like show, like to set it up. He paid for most of it himself.
Well, he had to because the NFL doesn't want to drop money on this. I guess.
Who the fuck's even playing? Bengals and Rams? Is that it?
Yeah. You pretend you don't know what's going on, and right after a second later, you say what the match is.
I was mostly certain, but I wasn't completely. I knew Bengals. I wasn't sure about the Rams.
So who's winning?
Probably Rams. Like, isn't it? Don't they have like home field advantage? I think like it's taking place at their place. I think or
Justin.
maybe.
Justin.
Yeah.
$20.
That's me.
$20. I have $20 on the Bengals defeating the Rams. Do you accept that gamble, Mr. Man?
I want to. $20 is a lot. Okay. I'll accept it.
Here we go. Alright, we're doing the virtual handshake.
I have $20 on the Rams. He has 20 on Bengals.
Here we go. It's and I think the show should end on this cliffhanger. People are gonna have to tune in this Sunday to find out the results and who has to pay. What's the Super Bowl airing on?
I don't even. Some fuck. Also, it is. Yes, it's SoFi Stadium, which is, I believe,
Is
where
it
the Rams.
is it NBC? Play. I know, like Amazon paid, like they just gave like the Philosopher's Box to get. They like Jeff Bezos gave the NFL the Philosopher's like a stone to get Amazon get Amazon
NBC.
The rights to like air NFL stuff. Can I get like I got Amazon Prime? Would I be able to watch like the Super Bowl using Amazon streaming service?
I'm not sure.
Or is it like only on cable?
I don't know. It's on NBC. It says streaming options. Just says NFL. It says free under that. So I don't know.
I remember last year I tried to watch on was it Paramount? No, CBS's thing. Might be Paramount now, but like I remember I tried to watch on that, and if you remember when The Weeknd was playing, I was trying to get on, and I was on a stream where they were outside the stadium talking about The Weeknd. I did not get to see anything.
Yeah, I remember that. You were not too pleased.
Not too pleased. But
so there we go.
But
we
now
have our bet.
It's okay this year because I'll be at work, so screw it.
$20. I picked the Rams. You picked the Bengals. Rams better not fucking let me down here.
Never gonna let you down.
Yeah, take a page out of Rick Astley's book.
Yeah, Rams. You better.
Matthew Stafford, you son of a bitch. Matthew Stafford, is that their fucking...
I'll be fine if the Bengals, like, eye poke the Rams.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford.
Like, they just do old wrestling heel tricks to win the match.
What if they're wearing visors?
Alright, I think we better call this show. Alright, good night, everyone. Or good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We'll see you in another 7 days.